some substance, a little curated. Or maybe I won't. We'll see. But I'm on day 22 out of 24 of just pushing the button for 1 hour every night. And
perspective that this isn't about
maybe we'll chat.
This isn't about
right now I'm going to edit audio for the next Sleepy Hollow Sessions video, which is of a little bunny rabbit sleeping, snuggling with a carrot. Obviously, it's not for adults, it's for children. So we're going to put some sounds with it. There's a fireplace, as you can see in the video. So I'm going to do a fireplace sound. I love to put birds and crickets and stuff with the children's videos. And I think I'm going to have a lady humming.
Hey,
I'm editing.
Does anyone know what she did in
the
New York
lady
City?
humming right now.
I mean, quick show of
And
hands.
it's really loud, so I'm going to turn it down
to
before.
produce an income in New York City?
Like it's going to be just
I'm
a soft
struggling.
hum in the
I heard she was a
background,
real
not
estate
this
agent. I've
really
not
loud hum.
Heard of any long list of real estate deals she was
there we
involved
go.
in? I'm having trouble identifying what this boss babe was doing in New York City. Who was she boss babing? Who was she boss babing?
I missed the whole boss baby
Okay, a
thing.
couple things. I'm going to finish
me
the
pull
clip.
up
It's
a
got another minute or so on this clip, but I want to pause for a second.
Chat
because
room.
she's still not answered the question. The question was, are you a hypocrite? How do you justify your previous position where you told women to not go into the workforce and instead stay home and raise family, which, by the way, I agree with. I think that's a great thing.
His wife homeschools like 8 kids. So he
I'm not knocking
definitely
women
does.
who feel like they have to work. That's not my point. My point is, it's a luxury to raise your own kids in your own home. It's absolutely amazing.
So let's turn this down.
And if you can afford it, it's great to take advantage of.
Decibel wise,
so I agreed with
here.
Erica Curtin prior to Charlie Curtin passing away. I agreed with the both of them.
Won't that be cute?
I'm a little weirded out that she
in
can't
the background,
answer it.
real
I'm a little weirded out
light
that she can't
while
say,
the kids
hey, I
are
changed
sleeping.
My mind, or hey,
all
I
right,
was
so the
wrong.
decibels right now are.
Because that's essentially what
I'm going
you
to put it
have,
at like
that's
negative
the position you have to
23.
come to. If you said women should stay home and raise their kids if they're financially able to, and she certainly is. She's worth 8 figures plus, is my guess. But if that was your
so
position,
let's see what how that shows up.
On September 9th of last year, September 9th of 2025, the day before Charlie Kirk passed away, and it's no longer your position, you owe us an explanation.
Maybe a little bit louder. It's sweet in the background, right? Nothing loud. Now look at the little bunny. Why you listen to this? Right? It's so sweet. I just took that end part off. All right, I'm going to get rid of that. That bling. We don't need that. Because we can go right back to the beginning. So we don't need the bling. So I think, let's move this a little bit to right there. There we go. Let's hear how that ends. Let's just take that out. Boom. So let's pull this here. It's cold. Like you just can't keep warm kind of cold. I have on 12,000 layers right now. So that would do it. So was she on that down note? Did I cut it off just a second early? All right, so let's undo the delete section. And let's put that 1 second over. Like right in that down area right there. Boom. Now we're going to take it from there. Where was that down area? I just moved it, right? Here we go. And we're going to take it off just right in that down section. Okay, that's still down. That bling at the end is what I want to get rid of because it's going to have to cycle. Here. And then if it goes all the way back to the beginning again, all right, let's just stop this for a second. Let's go back to Baron Coleman. Oh, look at him. He's up to 191,000 subscribers. And right now he has 22,397 people watching. Wow. He's done so good for himself. But he's so smart and he's entertaining. And he wears Adidas hoodies. So, like, what's not to like? All right, let's go back.
Why? You're running a public charity that has tremendous influence over Republican primary politics and general elections.
So
you owe us an explanation why you've changed your mind. You also owe that explanation not just to us who are paying taxes while your company doesn't. We pay a lot of taxes out here in Middle America. Your company's not paying taxes. You guys have accumulated tens or maybe even $100 million or more in assets, and you paid no taxes on those.
All right, Baron, hold on for just 1 second. Here we go. Let's see if that transition does or if I have to. Was there a jumps in there? Yeah, see that little jump right there? I think I heard that. All right, so let's get that jump out of here. We can listen to Baron in the meantime.
Every dollar I accumulate, I have to pay taxes on. Even the dollars I spend, I have to pay taxes. But you owe the women an explanation who took your advice. Like if there was a woman that heard you speak or Charlie speak on a podcast or an interview or at a live appearance and they said, and you guys said, hey, if at all possible, if Erica Kirk, while Charlie was alive, said, hey, if at all possible, you should eschew going into the workplace. Don't worry about.
All right, hold on again, Baron. He's making a good point, but I need to... Wait. What are we listening to? What is that? Was that in the original? Where are we? There's like a dude that just jumped in there. I don't remember that in the beginning. Do we have that in the beginning? Let's listen. Sorry. Was that at 0? Did that start at 0? Oh yeah, there's 0. I didn't hear the dude's voice before. That's not really a bad little touch, is it? And I don't remember this shape. We need to figure out what this shape is. Is this going to be dead space in here? Probably. Alright. So we had dude, now we have a guitar doing exactly the same type of doody doos. Pretty nice, I like that. So what did we think of that? It was a little quiet, but it wasn't awful, was it? Let's listen. What do you think? Did we hate it? Did we hate it? I don't think it'll throw off the sleep, because what you don't want is anything that's like jarring, so it gets a little quiet, but when it comes back it's not obnoxious. So let's see how it ends, if it ends on that. Go ahead, Baron.
Go get a husband, go have some kids, raise your family at home.
Look at the deer, it's snowing.
You should look those
that
women
box
in the eye and explain to them, were you wrong? Have you changed your mind? Or
they had a bunch of turkeys there today.
Who's just better than all of them? I'll give you an example one time. I was talking to somebody, well, this was on Facebook. I wasn't really talking. It was in the comment section. And somebody was talking about putting Q-tips in your ear. And they were saying, don't ever put a Q-tip in your ear. I'm an ENT, and if you put a Q-tip in your ear, you'll be deaf, and you'll poke your eardrum out, and you'll do all kinds of damage. And I just pointed out that I get my ears examined because I have my hearing loss, and they stick a scope in there, and they look in there, and you could see it on the screen. You know, they show it on TV, and my ears are always pristine. And I say, I do my ears with Q-tips. And you know what she said? Well, I do my ears with Q-tips too, but I tell people not to. That's what I feel like with Erica Kirk here. That she feels like she's some sort of expert who's able to thread the needle, who's able to walk that balance beam, who's able to walk that very fine line.
Here's another one of these empty zones. Or was this the first one? This might be the first one.
But she doesn't think anyone else can do it. I'm better than you. I will tell you you can't do it.
Tell me if you hate it.
But I'm going to do it. And that bothers me when people take that approach. It bothers me. It would be like me telling someone, don't quit your job and go into full-time podcasting. Well, I just did it a week and a half ago. That would be so hypocritical of me to say that. If you think you've got an audience and you're doing a good job and you have the time and the commitment to put into it on a daily basis, and you want to quit your job and give it a run, go for it. I just can't stand it when people say, do as I say, not as I do. It bothers me. It really bothers me.
And she was on a down
Let me let her
note.
finish her comment.
Let's go back to the beginning.
She never answers the question.
Is she on an up note here?
We've been 2.5 minutes into it. We got another minute to go, and she still won't answer it. But I'm going to play it just in good faith.
All right, I don't hate it,
Like that.
and it's low,
He's right. And
so I like it.
I remember thinking, if I would have stayed on that path I was on, I would have lost out on some of the most beautiful moments of my life. Children, having a husband, being able to create and build something so incredible.
I don't
And
believe her
again,
anything she
yes,
says
that's
anymore.
an illusion. I bring my
When she
children
went on
to
the
office.
Look at Me tour and then
I
ended it with
constantly
wearing
have
leather
phenomenal
pants and then a
team.
sequin
It doesn't
outfit,
just fall on my shoulders.
I have-
very good about
and now she's dressing as if she's a
creating
nun.
and
I don't get it. She should have just picked a
building
happy
machine
medium.
where
Not a happy
it turns
medium,
from
but you know what I'm
founder-led
trying to
to
say.
vision-led.
She should have picked the middle
And
ground.
She shared everything with me. I knew
So
his
let's
goals, I
save
knew
this
what his
audio
vision was for
file.
everything. So this is not
Save as. That was the easiest edit ever. Like, I don't have a whole show out of this. All right, we're going to put this with no brows. I want to put this with the baby stuff.
The team has entrusted to me, the Lord has entrusted to me, and I take that very seriously.
So a couple of things. One is, does anyone believe her kids are always with her? I don't.
Baby animals.
I've seen no evidence of it. I've heard no tell of it.
We're going to put that
I've
here.
never heard one person say, oh, that Erica Kirk, you can't go anywhere with her. She's got her kids with her all the time. So that's one thing. I don't buy it.
so
I don't believe
do
that.
we have that?
Second thing is, do you want your kids with you all the time? Do you not remember this job cost your husband his life? He died because he did this job? Is that the environment you want your kids in? Politics is a blood sport. Politics is gross. Politics is disgusting. You guys
Okay.
have turned TPUSA, and we'll go back and watch Charlie's statement from 10 years or so ago.
So I guess
watch
we're
and see,
done
is
because
that
that's
Charlie
what I
had in
really wanted to
mind
do.
prior to meeting Erica.
So let's-
Erica Bronx Bay.
Can you see this?
But the third thing is, she keeps turning it's like.
And I'm 18 minutes in, but I think I have what I want.
Going to get their talking points out no matter what the question was. The question was, are you a hypocrite? You told women to forego going into the workforce if possible and stay home and raise their kids. And now you're in the workforce with a 1 and 3-year-old or a 2 and a 4-year-old, however old they are.
I think that's it.
Is that
I think that's all we had
hypocritical?
to
That was
do.
essentially the question. I
Let
mean,
me see the video of the rabbit. We might as well open that
The
up.
question was not, hey, did Charlie share everything with you? Did he make sure you knew the vision he had for where the company would go? That was not the question, young lady. That was not the question. I know you're wearing a cape. I probably shouldn't be talking about you in your cape. But that wasn't the question. The question was very simple. Are you a hypocrite? She never answered it. She never one time owned up to it and said, yes,
Okay,
I
I'm
used
supposed to
say
do an
that.
hour. I'm supposed to do
But
an
here's
hour
why I
stream.
was
That was
wrong,
my
or
promise
here's
to
why I changed
myself. But I'm 19
just
minutes in,
instead
and I'm
wrote
done
to-
with what I need to do here.
I'm just doing this
So,
anyway. I don't care what I used to tell women.
what do I do?
I'm not going to look them
What
in the
would
eye
you
and
do?
apologize.
Like,
The mods
I guess
are
I
doing
have to
fantastic
stream,
job.
but I
Watch
didn't
the
set
Simplify.
anything
It
up
was
because
moving
I
pretty
figured
quick
this
and looks like
audio was going to be a
someone
mess to
Thank you.
connect the two sides, but they
everybody to be able to be
connected
heard
well. There
in,
was a little silence. I was
I appreciate
unsure
it. All right,
about it,
here's
but
the
when I
second-
listened to it, it was
The
fine.
question here is, you're now running TPUSA.
So the question here
The
is,
TPUSA is essentially now the new Republican
I mean, I didn't
Party.
even put the good light on
What
because
don't
it
you like
glares in my
about the GOP?
eyes.
What do you like and what don't you like? This is great.
All right,
This
well,
is
why don't we do
great.
this?
And I got to do a little side.
I'll
side
play with the
quest
bunny.
here in the middle of her answer.
A
And
very deeper
wait,
issue.
let's turn this up a little bit because I feel like I'm doing
Gavin
a
just
weird.
left here just moments ago. He had done a podcast. as
I
you
don't know. Maybe
with
I
Charlie.
should,
And we've been talking to him.
I really
about
have to
the future of
adjust
the
all
Democratic
this.
Party.
but I didn't even
And
do a
I'm
good light.
curious,
Like, there's
now
the
that you're
light.
on a turning point, and
There's
thinking
the
about
light.
The future of the Republican Party.
So,
I want to know what it is that you.
I guess
like
I'm
about
going
the
to
party
end
today,
this.
but also
I'm
what
at
you don't like
21
about the party
minutes.
today.
I'm supposed to riff for
Let me just
40
pause.
minutes?
I know that suit probably costs more than my house, but I wouldn't wear that. That's just me. I'm not sure. I think that's going to be one of those suits we look back on 30 years in pictures like, man, people used to wear that in public.
So this is one of Sleepy Hollow videos.
You know, like the suits where
Sleepy
people got
Hollow
married in the
sessions.
70s with the frills up them.
I
And they were
think
like
I'm gonna
powder blue or
have
whatever.
to-
I think one day we'll look back at that suit and be like, man, I can't imagine. Walked out on stage with a straight face. But that's
Because I'm
not
done with
that's
the
not-
editing.
All right,
I
so the
didn't.
question
I thought it
was,
was going to take
what do you like?
at least
What do you
an
don't
hour.
like about the Republican Party? Now that you're essentially the de facto head that nobody voted for.
That's a good question.
Well, I guess we'll just
Again,
play a
don't
little.
compliment the question. Of course it's a good question. The man is a professional interviewer. He interviews CEOs and high-powered individuals every single morning on CNBC. You don't have to tell him it's a good question. That doesn't buy you time. It
I
makes
don't
you
know
look
why
like
people keep doing
you
that.
don't know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
so why don't I just edit a blog post
So does that
while I'm
look?
here?
It's-
Because I have
so
another
have to brag on
40,
our turning point
39
action
minutes
team
to
for a
do.
second. Tyler Boyer does a fantastic job running it.
So we're gonna
If
do
any of
that.
you ever are in Arizona, we'd love to have you and host you at headquarters. We have a awesome building. We have 6 buildings, but one of them is Turning Point Action, and it almost looks like a war room of how it's set up with different
There we
polling
go.
numbers and who's running what race, and it's really awesome to see.
Sounds like a pretty partisan outfit, huh? I'm going to show you some data in a second. It sounds like a political operation being run out of a nonprofit. You know, it's like a war room. We got polling and who's winning and who. We'll get back to that. I just want to hold that in your mind.
Okay, so I'll leave the
What I
editing
love about our
up,
party
and I'll just put this here.
is
But I'm going to
that
stop
we have a
streaming to
common
Sleepy
thread
Hollow sessions
of
because that's really what I wanted to do.
wanting to see
Was to edit the video, the audio
what I
live
find interesting
for
about
Sleepy
our
Hollow
party
sessions. So if you happen to be watching the live on Sleepy Hollow sessions, thank you for jumping in,
right
but
now,
I didn't think it was going to
there
take this
is
long.
a
You'll
lot
see this
of
video live
shopping
streamed tonight,
mixing up.
and then it'll be
And
in
I
the video
feel like
section within 2
when
days.
things are
Thank you
shuffling
for listening. Sleepy
falling
Hollow
into place.
Sessions.
in a different way.
Isn't that
Who
rabbit
myself,
cute?
ladies and
Here,
gentlemen.
let's put the
I
rabbit
mean,
big
like
for the Sleepy
infighting.
Hollow Sessions people
Yes.
before I sign out.
Who are you
There's-
talking about?
Well, I mean, you can just pick out whatever name, but when there's infighting, just in general, it's
Watch
not.
the-
I'm not
watch the
talking
baby.
about extensively just
Watch the
politicians.
little
I'm talking
nose.
about just in general, whether that's
Watch that little
influencers, whether
nose.
that's other voices within the right. There's a lot of uprising.
See that little
But there's
nose?
also something, and again, this goes back to my faith, and I just am going to preface this from the standpoint of
Okay, that was
I
the
truly
video.
believe that the Lord uses everything. And so for me, what I see that as is opportunities.
The next Sleepy Hollow
for
Sessions
really getting
video.
back to the basics
Okay,
of what
Sleepy
our
Hollow, I
party
just
is
wanted a
doing,
record
what
that I was
can
making this
really make us
live.
a cohesive
You guys have a
understanding
nice
of
night. Thank you very
this
much
is
for stopping
how we can be
in.
better
I
prepared for
will
26,
upload this
28.
video shortly.
Okay, an uprising.
Thank you.
Did anybody catch that word? She's calling what's happening on the Republican Party an uprising. Now, if you look at the dictionary definition of uprising, an act or instance of rising up, usually a localized act of popular violence in defiance of usually of the established government. In other words, I gotta make her small for this. I promise I'm gonna go back to her. In other words,
I don't really want to listen to her. She sounds like she's
those
on.
pesky commoners,
I don't wanna listen
Candace,
to her.
Tucker, those pesky commoners, they're causing problems in the Republican Party. It's an uprising, it's infighting, it's shuffling and remixing. It's people who can't afford $40,000 worth of jewelry on their arms in an interview when they're wearing a cape. That's who she's talking about. She's talking about you and me. She's talking about all of us. It's an uprising. Like, that's what you say when the proletariat goes against the government. An uprising. That's how they think of us, ladies and gentlemen. They're better than us. We need to shut up, go back to our little hamlets, live in our little holes in the ground, come out when our feudal lords permit it. Oh, Oh, yes. May I have another? Oh, no, I may not have another. Okay, well, I'll go back to my little hole in the ground. Do you have enough jewelry on your hands, madam? Oh, okay, good, yeah. If not, you can have mine. I don't want to be accused of uprising. Oh, you would never wear my jewelry. Okay, well, may I have it back? Oh, you're not giving it back? You're going to melt it into something you might... Okay, that's fine. I mean, the truth comes out sometimes. The truth sometimes just seeps out of their mouths. This is how they think about us. This woman is now, according to this question, the de facto head of the Republican Party. And that's how she thinks about us. It's uprising because we have opinions that don't agree with hers. Marie Antoinette, continue.
He should tell us what he really feels.
To have in-home arguments that iron some things out, I think it's important.
But is that the influencer crowd, you think, or the political crowd? I mean, is this the Nick Fuentes, Tucker Carlson debate
No,
we're talking about?
I'm talking about everything.
Okay.
I'm talking about there is ever since Charlie was murdered, there has been conversation across the whole right side of who believes this, what believes that, where are we standing on half of, where is the youth going this direction? It's a conversation that's being had that is, again, uncomfortable and riling things up, but I think it's healthy because once you have those conversations, then you...
All right, let me do a be right back.
And maybe it takes a little while, but usually you come to a point of
so
understanding
shocked that
this is
video
what we
took
believe.
almost no time. I mean,
Eventually,
that audio.
you guys will be, the uprising will be abolished. Eventually, it'll be squashed. You understand that's what she means, right? Just in case you were wondering where she's coming from, not only is she wearing thousands of dollars worth of jewelry in a cape, I mean, the gall to go on stage in a cape is one thing. I went back and looked at her plane records. She flew the Gulfstream 5 to this event. At a cost, round trip, conservatively estimated, $50,000 to $75,000 of tax-free money, probably. I would guess TPUSA paid for it. Most of the people in this audience don't make $75,000 a year. They work 2,000 hours a year and don't make $75,000. That was her flight. I want you to keep this in perspective.
See this shawl? I'm so cold I'm wearing a shawl. And I always think I should be offended. Psh, I'm out of here. Don't look back. I'm not an actress. That was the best I got. All right, let's listen to some more Brian, why I write this blog post.
That was her flight.
Baron
Those planes,
Coleman.
the Gulfstream 5, can cost upwards of $12,000 an hour. That's a 3 or 4 hour flight from Scottsdale to White Plains, New York. That is well more than the average income of an American citizen. That's what they fly around on to go to this meeting, to sit down for a 40-minute speech, a 40-minute interview. Uprising. But eventually we'll settle on what we actually believe. We'll tell you guys what you're allowed to say and not say, and then you guys will go back into your holes, where you make less in a year than it costs me to fly to this thing. Now maybe she gets a good deal and it was $40,000. When's the last time you spent $40,000? Did you benefit for more than one day from that $40,000? I mean, you might have bought a new car. Maybe you made a giant improvement to your house to fit your family. Not a lot of people just drop 40 gur without thinking about it. They probably pray about it for days, weeks, maybe months.
He's
Let's
good
say
people.
the average person's house payment is $2,000 a month. That's 2 years of house payments. Minimum, maybe 3. To fly back and forth to this Steelbook Summit on a Gulfstream 5. So that you can be told you're a commoner who's uprising. And we're supposed to go, yeah, I love her. She looks so glamorous. Teresa Earnhardt, destroying her husband's legacy in real time. I'm watching it. I'm watching it in real time. When you start putting pen to paper, ladies
Said
and
wrap
gentlemen,
it up.
you start thinking about these things a little
Says
differently.
show forecast.
I want to pull up real quickly
Ooh,
a couple of things.
it
She
is
was
going to be
talking
a
about
cold
Tyler
10
Boyer's
days.
tireless work at TP
Oops.
USA Action that has a whole building there.
Look at that. It's going to be
So I got a
cold,
couple years worth of 990s just as an example, just to see what's going on.
cold 10 days.
How much are they spending here? This is the fiscal year ending June 2023. The most recent we have.
So I don't think I'm going to do anything about
no, we have one
physical
more.
locations today.
But this
I
is,
just want to write
they
something
took in
about.
about $10 million that year. You know, not from the peasants. This wasn't peasant money. This didn't come from people banging a clock, making $21 an hour. No. This is not their money. This is not who pays for this stuff. But I want to slide down to the total expenditures here, because of this. Well, I'm not even going to bang on their salaries right now. I just want to point out that, where are we going here? There it is. Political activity expenditures, $1.8 million. They took in 10, they spent 1.8 on political activities. Did it sound to you like that building that he's working in was doing anything other than political activities? I mean, as she described it, that's all they did. Oh, they got a whole war room. All these political races they're monitoring and working on. Who's winning, who's losing, all the stuff they got to get out. $1.8 million out of 10? Seems a little off to me. So I go to the next year. What does that one look like? Maybe this one has a little better clarity. So let's pull this one up. Maybe we'll get some additional clarity on this one. Maybe all the spending was the next year. Who knows? This is the fiscal year ending June 2024. This is the most recent one we have. They took in $27 million. Not from the peasants, not from those of us uprising and infighting, needing to settle down or whatever she said. No. That's not who's giving Turning Point Action $27 million. This is the political arm. So how much of that $27 million in their war room, in their own building, did they spend on these political activities? It might shock you to learn. $637,000. It's right there. $637,500. Political campaign activity expenditures out of $27 million. in the midst of the 2024 Republican primaries all over the country. $637,500 out of $27 million that they took in. If you need the reminder, there it is, $27 million. I look at this and I say, I don't know that something's wrong because I'm not smart enough and I'm not an accountant and all that. But I think somebody should take a look at this because I just heard her on a stage describing Tyler Boyer's job at Turning Point Action and how they have a whole building dedicated to these campaigns. And $27 million rolled in support of something, and only 600 and something thousand gets recorded as political activity. What's he doing in this building? Where's the money going? I don't know. I'm not saying it's going
All right, there we go.
here. I'm not saying it's malevolent. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's being stolen or misused. I'm just curious where it is. What did you do with it? And did you really only spend $637,500 on political campaigns? On political expenditures? That seems light to me. In light of how she just described, do I need to go back and let you hear it again now that you've seen it was only $637,000 out of $27 million? I think Wolves in Finance said that was like 3%. I'm trusting him on that math. Trusting him on that math.
So it'll be week 5.
Let me go back and listen to how she described what Tyler Boyer was doing, real quickly.
We had Gavin Newsom out here
5
moments ago. He had done a
of
podcast
53. Let me just double
with
check.
Charlie, and we've been talking to him about the future of the Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious, now that you're running Turning
Yes,
Point
it'll be week 5.
and thinking about the future of the Republican Party,
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what it is that you like about the party today, but also what you don't like about the party today.
That's a good question.
Why does she keep saying that's a good question?
It's
That's so
I
annoying.
have to brag on our Turning Point Action team.
She
for a
is
second.
so phony.
Tyler
I
Boyer
can't
did a
take her
fantastic job
anymore.
running it. If
I wanted
any
to
of
give
you
her the
ever
benefit of the
have
doubt. I
interviews,
really
I'd have you
did, but
with
she's
you at
so
headquarters. We have
phony.
a awesome building.
You
We
need
have
to
6
stay home with
buildings,
your
but one of
kids,
them
except when
is
you're
Turning
me.
Point Action, and
I don't need to do it
almost looks like
because
a war room of how it's set up with different polling numbers and who's running what race, and it's really awesome to see.
I mean, so awesome that we don't even have to.
What
Sorry. Let me get there. Stop. So awesome that they only spend $637,000 on $27 million on political campaign. I mean, that is like really efficient. If that's true, I need to get this guy a Nobel Prize in economics or accounting or something. I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. All right, one more clip. It's a minute 9 seconds. I almost said less than a minute. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a minute 9. A minute 9. One more clip. This one talks about J.D. Vance. We know she has since endorsed J.D. Vance. What was her take on J.D. Vance at this time? And my question is, what changed? What changed? Because we know at AmFest on December 15, 16, 17, somewhere in there, so like 2 weeks after this, she would give J.D. Vance a hearty endorsement. How did she feel about him on this day?
I think there's a tendency, especially when you live in a city like New York.
Sorry, I stopped at the wrong minute. I wondered why she was staring at the sky. That's not how it was supposed to be queued up. Here we go. Oh, man, what a freeze frame that is. Oh, gosh.
9. 9.
She looks like Medusa. That's awful.
9.
I'm sorry, Eric. I would never do that to you on purpose.
February
It
9.
won't happen again.
J.D. Vance.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the person you plan to ultimately
We're
support
going to
for
schedule it.
2028?
I'll put it under.
My husband and him were very good friends.
What was that? All That's
think
Life
remember
or
when we
etceteras?
supported
I don't
the
know.
Senate,
I'll figure
and
it
they
out
had
later.
a-
Let's just schedule it.
A great time doing that race together, and he supported JD for that. I do have to say, yes, I mean, we adore JD, and my husband was very vocal about endorsing him, but I do have to preface this from the standpoint of, we have a tendency as humans to look past, we have very short attention spans and very short memories. I would ask that we enjoy the fact that, and maybe you don't, but I will enjoy the fact that my husband worked so hard for this past election, and I think it would behoove us to appreciate that hard work and enjoy the fact that we do have a president in office that we voted for.
Yeah, and 2 weeks later, that all goes out the window, and all of a sudden she's endorsing JD Vance. So let's just be clear. It's not like, that's not a permanent position. It's not like how she treats the plebes with their little uprisings. All right, move along. We've made a decision.
He used the
ladies
word
and
plebe.
gentlemen. Move along. That's enough. That's enough plebing from you plebes. No more plebing, please. The elites have some work to do here. Let me get on my Gulfstream jet at $10,000 an hour and fly back home.
I'm proud
I
of
can
you,
turn around and fly back to
Please.
D.C. and
Tickled,
then I
I
can
should
turn
say
around and fly back
tickled,
home
not
again.
proud.
New Braunfels, Texas, about 10 tons for some reason. Well, excuse me. Move along. I'm sorry I'm not amused by this. I'm sorry that I didn't know that this stuff was going on before. Like, I think it's time we start looking at all of our political organizations. And we start asking all of them, is this how you're spending money? Whose money are you spending? And how are you stockpiling so much of it? How on earth are you stockpiling enough money to fly on a plane like that? And, you know what, I'll make a commitment. I'll make a commitment right now. If Erica Kirk has someone from TPUSA reach out to me, I will buy her coach tickets for the next two trips she goes on. She can fly Southwest. I can put it on a Delta card. She can fly Delta or American. No, not first class, not business. We're talking coach, sitting back there with the commoners, the uprisers. I'll buy her next 2 trips. I don't care where she's going, as long as they're domestic. Lower 48, please. I'm not paying for you to go to Maui. But I'll pay for the next 2. Contact me in the next 24 hours or so. By 7:30 tomorrow night. I'll be happy. You tell me when. I would love to see her in coach. In fact, I might go with her. In fact, I will. I'll fly to where she's leaving. I'll buy the seat next to her. Come on, Erica. We're getting on the plane. Yes, we're drinking Virgin Bloody Marys. It's going to get wild. You're going to love it. You're going to love it, Erica. Back here in coach. Oh, no, there's not a lot of leg room. I apologize. Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. All right. Now, all of this has to be in context of the way Charlie Kirk set this organization up. I almost came to tears. Keep in mind, I wasn't the biggest fan of Charlie Kirk in his later years. And the reason was simple. Because he had gotten so far away from what I'm about to show you. He'd gotten so far away from it that I forgot who he used to be. There was a time where this was normal Charlie Kirk. This was the Charlie Kirk we all knew and loved. This wasn't, political, just I want you to just hear this. He's talking to Jenny Thomas, Clarence Thomas's wife. She asked him, well, you'll hear the question.
Talk about why you picked the issues you picked and what you avoid.
Sure.
In the whole.
So since our founding, we completely avoid social issues. We don't talk about gay marriage or abortion or any of that. And people ask, well, why is that? And I say, quite frankly, when I wanted to start this organization, I saw a lot of the just cursory polling that my high school political science department did. Almost 70 or 80% of my high school graduating class said they supported same-sex marriage. Wow, that's almost overwhelming. And when I talked to these young people, and I know a lot of them that took the poll, I said, well, how do you identify politically? Oh, I'm a Democrat because I believe in gay marriage and abortion. I said, hold on, there's about 15 other issues that are very, very important to the broader scheme.
Look how young Charlie was there.
Governance and our lifestyle in general. But they only looked at politics through the prism of those two issues. So if we have this crazy idea, and it's not a unique idea. Many organizations do it, and also political enterprises ever since. What if we remove those from the conversation and say those are important, but we're not going to engage in that conversation? Let's talk about free markets, limiting government, skepticism of big governmental power, and fiscal responsibility. And we saw broad-based appeal, acceptance of those ideas and values, a more receptive audience of that conversation. And because of that, talking about those particular issues, you can engage a generation that otherwise would have identified as a liberal or a Democrat or someone not on our side, and then say, well, there's about 20 other issues here that we have to talk about. I guarantee about 16 of them resonate with you. And that would be the first time they ever heard that, because they were told then the liberals want it this way. You believe in gay marriage, you must be a Democrat, no other issue, that's it. And they've actually been able to win over a lot of people based on that. But they don't win the argument on taxes, on limiting government, on well-run government, on balancing budgets, on creating, that's not an argument they want to have. They're always trying to steer it away back to abortion and gay marriage. And we're trying to go where we think the liberals are weakest.
I want to leave that freeze frame right there, because that is a Charlie I really liked. That's like 20, 21-year-old Charlie. There's no Erica Franzwe on the horizon. There's no Tyler Boyer around yet. I don't think. There's no Rob McCoy. There's no Mikey McCoy. There's no Andrew Colvett. There's no billionaire donors trying to influence his foreign policy.
Is it attendant
desperately
or
trying to co-opt this organization?
Yeah.
Trying to take advantage of the millions of people he's reaching and put a message in his mouth that ultimately will get him killed. He was led to the slaughter. And I look at that picture and I think, hey, I do remember that Charlie. Like, I let myself believe I wasn't a big Charlie Kirk fan because the last couple of years I wasn't. But I wasn't because of the way Erica Kirk is running the organization now, the way Tyler Boyer is running the organization now, the way Mikey McCoy is running the organization now, the way Andrew Colvette's running the organization now. I'm not a big fan of that at all. But that message right there
is February 9th.
Fiscal responsibility. Now let me ask you a question. If you're flying a Gulfstream 5,
yes, February 9th,
to a 40-minute interview in New York City from Scottsdale at the cost of tens of thousands, 30, 40, 50, maybe 60 or $70,000, is that fiscal responsibility? Don't you see how governments sort of get out of control now? TPUSA, this was your message. This was your message, not mine. Actually, it was mine, but I wasn't the one on TV with Jenny Thomas. This was your message. You guys were preaching fiscal sanity, fiscal responsibility. This was the only thing you talked about. You avoided social issues. You avoided foreign policy issues. You avoided religious issues. You wanted to identify people on 2 or 3 issues. That's what you were trying to accomplish. That is the founding man's message. He just told us what it was. Let's put the divisive stuff aside and let's focus on the things we all agree on. Now later, people,
Perfect.
vultures would come in and stick their, and I'm including his wife, stick their little creature claws in him and suck the life out of him. Literally suck the life out of him. And it would become about foreign policy. It would become a divisive religious organization. Decidedly anti-Islam, decidedly anti-Catholic, decidedly anti-anything except a particular brand of this or that Christianity. That wasn't the fact.
I just realized when I typed all that you couldn't
Jewish
see me
people,
typing.
Muslims,
My apologies.
Christians, we can all believe in fiscal sanity. gay, straight, purple-haired, furry. We can all believe in sanity, fiscal sanity. This message, he's still alive. With this message, he's still alive. Now, he might not have been able to drag in $100 million in donations. He might not have been sitting in the White House. Maybe. But I don't think that's what he wanted. I don't think that's what he wanted. I think that's what the people around him wanted. They're like parasites. I don't think that's what they wanted. I saw that clip today. I don't even know how I came across that clip. Oh yeah, I do. I was looking for something in particular and pulled that up. But I saw that clip today. I got very emotional. I thought, man, I remember that Charlie. I remember liking him. I remember liking him. He appealed to my like college sense of why is politics hard? Why doesn't everybody just want to cut? I remember thinking when I was young, like freshman, sophomore in college, I remember thinking, why doesn't someone just go like to the president of France and say, why don't you guys just cut taxes? Like your taxes are so high. That's why, in Germany. That's why your unemployment rate's 16%. Why don't you just cut your taxes? I mean, it was so easy to me. It was such a basic, fundamental thing. Well, if you just were a little more fiscally conservative, you would have greater economic growth. You would attract industry. Why aren't you doing it? Politics is always much simpler when you're 20, 21 years old. Gosh, I'm so emotional right now. I don't even want to go over this Lori Cardozo Moore stuff. I may kick that. It's such a right turn here. I'm going to start the conversation. I got this from Diligent Denizen. He's the one who put all this together. I don't want to steal credit from him. He grabbed this screen grab of the text. This is the insane, unhinged, lunatic text this woman sent to Charlie Kirk. It just happened to land, I believe the story goes, the day before he passed away. All the people that trusted you, Jews and Christians, including me, why would you platform anti-Semites like Candace and Tucker? There are many evangelical Christian Zionists who would never give these people the opportunity to spew their hatred. And it goes on from there. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's on the screen. You can pause it and read it if you want. Don't be counted among the Edomites. It will be to your peril.
I know that lady,
Well,
she wrote that so crazy.
Work God was going to do through you. It's as clear of a threat as anything I've ever heard. And the preceding sentence, God warns us in the last days, he will wipe out the descendants of Edom. Don't be counted among the Edomites. In other words, don't get wiped out, Charlie.
How do I do a degrees on a
Well, I saw
keyboard?
that text
Here, let me
when I
just
saw
do
it.
that. Degrees
This woman's nuts.
symbol.
This woman's absolutely
She's
a lunatic.
absolutely
and
nuts.
so I
There we go.
heard from some folks, and I realized she
I don't have
lived
to
around.
press anything. I can just go over here
And she's actually on,
and copy it.
or
Boom.
was on, the Tennessee Textbook Commission, to the great shame, frankly, of our House Speaker and our governor. They need to do away with her. Not in the way she wanted to do away with Charlie. Don't get the wrong
shoot.
idea, Governor. I'm
It
not
didn't pop
asking
up
for
that
any
way.
neutralizations here. That's what they do. I'm not asking her to be counted among the Edomites. No. I'm just asking for her to politely be escorted
Copy.
out of the meeting and forced to resign. That's all I want to do. But I want to go through this here because this is her nonprofit. And I want to point something out here.
Charlie was
Because she's
surrounded by a
running
lot of
nonprofit,
evil.
And I did look up where she lived. And if the public records are correct, her house around here is valued at around $5 million. That's a lot of house. And apparently she just moved into it not long ago.
Who
And
cleans
there's
those
apparently
houses?
another house because this is headquartered in Maitland,
I
Florida.
mean, who wants to pay for like a housekeeper to be like all up in your business for all the time?
But as I go through this, let me go back to the bottom here. Before I even open one up, I just want to scan through and show you something here. She raised in 2011. These are fiscal year ending December. She's been doing this for 15 years. This grift has been going on for 15 years, where you're running a nonprofit. She raised $500,000. 16% of that was paid to executives. The program services, $20,000, 4%. Now we go up to the next one, 2012. Executive compensation, $120,000, 21%. One out of every $5 that came in got paid to the executives. Her, I'm assuming.
I'm the executives, plural.
Here's another one. $566,000 came in. 21% of it got paid to her. $120,000 paid to her. Like, if you're paying yourself 20% of a nonprofit, that's not a nonprofit. You're just someone's contractor. You're an employee. You should be paying taxes on that. Like, that money should be taxed. That should not be a write-off for the person paying it. That should be 1099, and you have to pay both sides of that. Or the person paying it should not get the write-off at all. Either way. 2014. Again, $670,000 comes in. She makes $120,000. Again, 18% of the total is being paid to her. 40 going to someone else. We could look into where that's going in a minute if we have time. But you'll notice some of the other people, like her husband's media company, some of her kids. 2015, making $750,000. Well, she's making 120 of it. Next time, $855,000. So this is, I mean, what would you do if someone just gave you $855,000 and you got to travel around on it? You got to, I'll open one of these up and let you see what they're doing. It's tremendous where this money goes. It's absolutely unbelievable. She got a little raise. Now she's making $125, 14% of the $855,000. So this goes on and on and on, right? This goes on for the years. I don't want to bore you to tears by going through all this, but this is the most recent one. Fiscal year ending December 2024. I'm telling you, we need to look into every one of these.
That's it. I'm just going to do a really
every
simple
single one of these nonprofits needs to be examined
Let
like
it
this.
go.
Not just TPUSA. All of them.
Let it go. Let
It
it
is
go.
the
let it
biggest
go.
racket going right now. It is absolutely a racket, and it must be stopped. Nonprofits are like the Boys and Girls Club. You take care of the fields. You buy some umpires. You know, you got a little building where the kids can change clothes. Maybe you got a basketball gym. The YMCA. You got a little basketball gym. You got some soccer fields out there. That's a nonprofit. You running around preaching about foreign policy, and that is not a nonprofit. I'm sorry. That's just not what it is. You sending threatening texts to Charlie Kirk the day before he dies, that is not a nonprofit. That is the taxpayer subsidizing you for being a clown, for running around and spouting off political opinions. That is not a nonprofit. Like, that's an internet troll. That's just a troll on X. I deal with them every day. I have to block them. That's all you are, is a troll. Brought in $988,000. Paid herself $166,000 of it. 27.5% of the haul went to executive compensation. Paid this Jeanette Hackler girl $67,000.
I'm happy with how that
Jeanette
looks.
Hackler. I think she's like an 87-year-old woman around Dallas. I have no idea what this woman's doing. Why is she still working? It may be the wrong one, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I think I'm right. I don't know why. I mean, that's like elder abuse right there if you're making this woman work at 87 years old. But let's just open it up and look and see where some of this money's going. Current year raised $987,000. Program services revenue, $1,600, which means you're not raising much. Grants only $19,000.
What's today?
Only $19,000 is being paid out to other
Today
organizations
is day
that might
number
benefit
what?
from this money.
22?
Salaries, compensation, and employee benefits, almost half. $445,000 of the almost $1 million went to salaries, compensation, and employee benefits. They're just taking money, giving someone a tax write-off, and paying themselves half the money. It is absolute lunacy. That is not a nonprofit. That is a scam, in my opinion. In my opinion. I'm not saying it's illegal. I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong. I'm saying it strikes me as highly unethical and immoral according to my beliefs. Obviously, she's getting away with it. It must be legal. I'm not sure it should be. Now, this other expenses, so you're giving yourself half the money, not yourself, but you and your employees half the money. What are you doing with the rest of it? What's this other expenses? Well, we'll look at that in just a second. This is down on part 9. Let's see where this other $387,000 goes. So let's go down to part 9 and look at this. This is great. That's part 4. Oh man, this is a long return. Here we go. Part 11. Oh, I went too far. Oh gosh. Okay. Part 6, part 8, part 9. Oh, that's other assets. Where's the other expenses? It's on here somewhere. It was like paying to run some program she's doing. Oh, where did it go? This would happen. Oh, here it is, right here. I went too far.
So I believe I may have accidentally uncovered something significant
expenses.
relating to my
So 19,000 of it was
femoral
grants.
nerve
Out of almost $1
issue.
million. Compensation of key employees. We already talked about that, and payroll tax and all that. The benefits for the employees, other salaries and wages, was like $455,000.
Been dealing with for nearly 2 years.
$6,000 in accounting fees. Well, that Jeanette Hackler is an accountant, I think. If I'm thinking of the right person, that you paid $67,500. What did you pay her for?
Ridiculous.
Not accounting fees. Now here's the other $92,000 in other. We'll find that in just a second. Advertising and promotion.
Seriously?
They paid all this money to advertise and promote themselves. Office expenses. It's being run out of your house. What office expenses are there? You have an office? Travel. Look at all that travel expense. Look at all that travel expense. $60,000. $61,000 in travel. Now, these people travel well. I haven't spent $61,000 in travel in the last 15 years. That's not true. But that probably is true. Conferences and meetings, $12,000. Insurance, $26,000. What are you insuring? What are you paying insurance for? You already gave employee benefits up here. You already gave compensation. What is the $26,000 you're paying in insurance? Now this NRB expenses, this is great right here. NRB expenses, I think I've looked this up. This is to pay to have, I think, I could be wrong. I think this is to pay to have her inane ramblings broadcast on some sort of service. Like YouTube is free. You just open it up and you start babbling, and if people want to listen, they'll tune in. 25,521 of you are doing that right now. But I think if I'm reading this correctly, this NRB, this is an NRB, National Religious Broadcasters.
There we go.
I think that means she's paying to have a program run on that station. That's the way I look at it. I don't know what else she would be paying for. Dues and subscriptions, $20,000. What dues and subscriptions? I mean, this is like just blowing money. If this was your money, you would never spend $20,000 on dues and subscriptions.
All right, there we go. I think I'm done with that blog
expenses.
post.
You know
Do
what
I have
her
an
husband
hour
does?
in?
He
Yes,
produces stuff.
an hour, 5 minutes. So I did work. I did work live.
Her
But
husband's
not on the
a
video
producer,
like I thought I was
a
going to, because I was able to get that
videographer,
done in
make
20
movies.
minutes. But two
Videos.
things accomplished. I got the video
I'm not even
done.
getting into the
I got this
personal side
done.
tonight, Lori. I
And
don't want to.
3. And I
I'm not even getting into
pushed
your-
the button
your
for
history
1 hour.
on the
So you watched me stare at my screen. I got the
commercial.
blog
Not
post
even getting
done.
into it.
That goes live at 23:23 tonight.
But I look at this.
I got the
guys,
audio
in
done
light
for the
of
cute little
this
bunny
crazy
video.
woman, Lori Cardozo, who sent the most
And
unhinged
I'm gonna stream
text
that
to
to
Charlie
Sleepy
Kirk
Hollow.
the day before he passed away. The
And we
most
listened
unhinged
to
text
Baron Coleman, which is
to
always
Charlie Moore the day
a
before he
brilliant
passed away.
dissertation. He's so good. All right.
Basically saying, if
I
you
don't
keep
know how to
this up,
say
you're gonna die.
goodbye. Coach Collins has something.
I don't know any other way to read that text. Maybe
I should go
maybe
watch
there's
Coach
some other
Collins and
innocent
see what he
explanation.
says and then edit it for me. But in the meantime, thank you for pretty much
But when
nobody
I see,
was here.
When I see this, just
but
basically
if you watch this in the replay and you actually got this far,
no, she's raking in $1 million
love
a
you,
year of
mean it.
tax-free money.
All right. Talk to you later.